Hey, this is Coda.
This is Nacho.
We're with NSDN Gaming. Let's have some fun. So, a little bit of backstory here. We are having to voice over this week's episodes just for the fact that the audio for what we had recorded was a little screwed up.
Yeah, Nacho's headset wanted to play all goofy.
Yeah. So, this track we were doing is, I think it was the Hoperkour.
I believe so.
So, a little bit of revving. You know, what's racing without a little revving?
You ain't loving if you ain't rubbing. On a second note, since we're just getting into this, it's trial and error. We're also thinking about putting the title somewhere on the screen, rather just sit there, there for 10 seconds, disappear, and pop up randomly. Might have a few ideas on that, but just work with us as we enjoy playing around, I guess you could say.
Yeah. We're kind of working through the formula on how to make videos.
We ain't the best, we ain't the worst, but we like having fun.
So, I think this was like the first obstacle that really actually gave me a little bit of trouble on this one.
Gave you trouble? I think I tried like 20 times before I finally got it.
Like, off into the water.
And as you can see, according to the screen, you're just watching Coda. There I go off into the water trying to swim. But we're going to look around and search a few things, see if we can't put screens side by side in one video. If not, we might have to have part one for one person, part two for another person.
Either that, or we might kind of clip back and forth between each other. We'll have Nacho record, and then as I have some, every obstacle, I don't know one of them that we've gotten through on the first try. So,
What's a first try?
So we might just, flip back and forth on failures, show where we get it and where we don't. As you see on that point, I actually got the point without hitting the platform. I was proud of that.
That was a lucky duck.
Yeah.
And once we get the headset issue all straightened out, don't have to voice over, you're going to find out that there's a lot of comedy mixed in with our playing around.
We might even break out a few stories for you guys.
Yeah, let's get storytelling put in. That'll be a crack and a half. And in future videos, you might also find out we picked the complete wrong vehicle for the track.
Oh yeah, we got one of those this week.
Yeah, it says Doom Buggy. Yeah, we ignored that.
So, you might hear my lovely kids in the background making a little bit of noise.
Coda Juniors.
And as you can see,
we promise there was no cars harmed in the making of this video.
Only a few undercarriages.
And of course, got to have a few love taps in there.
Had to give him a little boost to get up the arrow there.
But as you follow us, you'll notice there's love taps, haircuts, and just complete smacks.
And on occasion, there's a little mayhem.
And who could forget? You will figure it out, but sometimes we just forget how to drive.
So.
Yeah, at this point, we're still working on the arrows, trying to get it
Yeah.
figured out, and struggles a little bit.
Although the arrows were indicative of some worse something worse later on.
Yeah, and I was the first one to find that out.
So what you're going to see here is something that I did do was I included all of the failures on this one. I just fast forwarded them after the first until I actually got it. As you can see that I'm just, getting on the, right there. You see where I was kind of swerving a little bit.
Coda had more luck than I did. I think it took me another 20 tries, I believe.
No, I think you beat the first one before I did. And then it was this one that I had more luck than you.
Yeah.
Although it doesn't look that way from, my repeated.
It's the straight and narrow that's always screws you up.
Although there was a fun little time coming up right by one of these tries. Right here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Coda gets stuck and I jump off of him.
And I just had to include this in the video because, well...
He likes messing me up.
And then it was the next try right after that I actually got it. Although, it wasn't a perfect... I landed it.
And occasionally you'll see we'll kind of sit back and watch the progress of the other one fail.
Yeah. Yeah. We don't always want to get too far ahead of each other. Yeah, these are races, but a lot more of it is, seeing if you have the skill to get through the obstacle.
Yeah, it might be a race, but to us, it's an obstacle course. It's not who's first or who's last. It's who has the more fun and who has the more skill.
Now, this wall ride was particularly interesting. I mean, the first part of it, it's not really hard. Although, as you can see...
Only a few dozen missed attempts.
Yeah.
Getting on the wall seemed harder than doing the wall.
So, I stopped here to check on Nacho. We're seeing...
It's still falling in the water.
We're still seeing him fail there.
If I was a duck, it'd been a good track.
So as we're going up this one, normal pattern until you get right there, and then you have to swing all the way around upside down.
Yep, got to do a 180 and pray for the best. Going on a quick note back to kind of seeing how the other player's doing. When we hit the next obstacle, it's not just to see if the other one's going to catch up or, see how long it's going to take them to get done through that obstacle. But it gives us a second to kind of think about this obstacle and to get the right mindset of how to approach it.
Yeah.
Which it does seem like, oh, that's an easy wall ride. And it should be.
It should be, but I mean, once you do so many of these and you get into some of the harder stuff, the easier stuff seems like it's a lot harder because you've gotten used to, a different pattern for... Because, see, there I've gotten the pattern for the first part of the wall ride. Although, there's still some failures in there. That poor car.
Good thing it's got coverage.
Yeah.
And as you see, I finally made it up to him. Which, probably a good 5 minutes later. It's like a big game of cat, mouse, and tag all mixed together.
Yeah.
But we enjoyed doing it and have lots of fun.
And something else that we've worked on is really, getting rid of the HUD and the time because, you're going to see how long it takes us in these first few videos to do some of these. And then this is where I finally got it, although I didn't do it the way that I thought. My only thought was, once I got to the end of this, was I hope I get this because I'm not doing it again. second attempt on the go, and I actually got on the wall, and then I just barely had enough to make it over to the next one. I was a little worried about that. So, I'm going to turn around here and watch Nacho for a minute. Just to see how he's doing.
Not the greatest. But don't be surprised, you know. Yes, it seems like Cody's leading this episode, but it's fair share. It's back and forth. We both have our misses.
Yeah.
Everyone has their good day and bad day.
As I joked with him, it's like we have 3 brain cells between us, and at one race, one of us is just flying ahead and doing good. The next race, it's completely flip flopped.
And of course, we give each other the You'll notice that in occasional, my brain that one brain cell just decides to go on break and I can't speak. But little knickknacks and tricks, and we do help each other out a lot. And there's times we'll get past the point and go backwards just see if we can do it again and help push the other person.
So I finally got that last wall ride out there, hitting the fruit stands, and in the patrol car.
Which just was a fun moment when we were trying to do this.
I decided to actually wait for Nacho here.
He was trying to pull me over for
go too far ahead. Yeah.
For reckless driving.
Decided to take out a few fruit stands, something to pass the time. So we finally see Nacho get it over there in the distance. I will zoom in on that before we're done editing. So we see Nacho come in and get that one too.
Came in hot and heavy and right off the track.
So, the blimps, I think, were the hardest part of this track. Because, while they are all the same, while they look all the same,
and of course, we like screwing each other up just for laughs and everything.
I decided the first try I was going to try and do the wall ride all the way through, but it's a sheer wall outside of that little circle.
And it is hard trying to make one small obstacle with both of us going at the same time.
Yeah.
It's a one-person ride only.
It doesn't mean we always decide, but, So there, I finally got the idea of, you need a smooth transition into that wall. Although it didn't quite cover the next.
It was a good thought, but the brain cell thought different.
As you can see, I can get that first one now, and then I'm doing it the second one. So. And then, as you see, all of our happy little tire marks there.
But it is a rare occasion when only one of us can make it across without failing. 90% of the times, if one fails, the other one's going to fail too.
Yeah.
And just see who gets the right pattern first.
Yeah. And once you get our game out, we actually can get the game audio in there. You guys will hear us actually talk to each other and try to talk through how to do it. This moment here, just all I could think was, he's gonna make this and he's gonna hit me, and I'm gonna somehow slide off the platform. So, as you see here, I think Nacho makes this one, and I completely flop on the exit.
And I did not touch him. I did not touch him. You can look at all angles. I did not touch him.
So, a few moments later, it felt like one eternity later before I made that point. I think I was just getting frustrated with it.
There's been a few times that I've been stuck on an obstacle for like 10 minutes, and I was like, I'm done with this one. Let's go to the next.
Let's just see what else is out there. So, finally got to the next point there. sliding around this one. And all of a sudden, you know, it looks like I'm just going to nail this. And then I hit the blimp.
The blimp said no.
So, I'm a turtle. I didn't include all the attempts on this because there was so many. I think if you look at the timestamps on the video, like we're going on 40 minutes on just this track alone.
And it should have only been like 10 to 15 minutes.
I mean, I think if it would be if you hit everyone perfectly all the way through. But we're going to try to keep our videos somewhere between 15 to 20 minutes.
Unless there's like a special or something that we just really want to have in at the most 30 minutes.
Yeah.
If it's longer than that, it'll be a two-parter.
Yeah. Some games that we're going to play, that we're looking at playing, obviously GTAV Online. Bigfoot, we both have.
Yeah, he's going to force me to play Bigfoot.
Yeah.
I talked him into getting it. You know, it is a fun game. It's just there's a few things that kind of deter me from it. But we're still going to play it.
The new game, once I can get it to working, the Turbo Golf Racing. We're recording on that some.
We're also going to include Farming Simulator 22. The issue with that is we're trying to separate ourselves from everyone else. So, I mean, yeah, everyone will have different videos, different setups, but we want ours unique, you know. We're not going to have it set up where it's moving day or, you know, just doing one thing. We're going to make it as realistic as we can, along with I'll have one farm, he'll have one farm, and you might see us interact with.
So, you know, we're also, on that, you know, we both have a background in agriculture. So we're also probably going to talk some on the ag industry, on farming in general.
You may get real life updates. You know,
Yeah,
we
as you
might.
can see, I'm waiting on Nacho. I'm on the last point, so I'm just waiting on him to make it finally.
There's a lot of downtime for goofing off.
Yeah.
But touch and note back on Farming Simulator, like I was saying, with real life, you know, situations. We might pull our settings up, say, well, for example, corn's this much per bushel. Well, in real life, it might be this much per bushel. And, you know, we like to keep realistic numbers if we can.
I have obviously figured out the finish line's down below. Nacho just kind of overshot it. So. All right, thank you guys for watching our first video.
I hope you enjoy it.